What's up, everybody? This is your boy Hub, and this is another episode of Hub's Huddle. Today is Saturday, November 10th, 2018, and it is that time of the week. It is our time for our Week 10 picks for the National Football League. Last week, you all know that I went 11-2. Walking into Week 10, I am 85-47-2 on the year. I started off big on Thursday night, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers, man, they put a whooping on the Carolina Panthers. That right there, man. Listen, Big Ben Roethlisberger, he was 22 for 25, 328 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. I had a feeling, I thought it'd be closer than what it was. I thought it'd be actually a good game because, based on the records of both of these teams. But like I always say, man, every week, man, you either going to get MVP Cam or you're going to get, what the heck is going on Cam Newton. I had a feeling once the game started and I seen that one pass where, I think it was TJ Watt that put the pressure on him and Cam was in the end zone. He just threw the ball up and it was an interception, pick six. I had a feeling from then on, I was like, man, it's going to be a long night for Carolina. I'm like, these dudes is not going to be able to rebound. And then when Pittsburgh got the ball, when they actually got the ball on offense, the first play, bang, the Juju was a touchdown. I said, this is going to be a long night. Pittsburgh, man, they put a beating on them boys, man, 52-21. I know it's a lot of talk about Pittsburgh being a Super Bowl contender now because of the game on Thursday. And, and they question the Carolina Panthers. I mean, and rightfully so. But I mean, like I said in my podcast on Thursday, I said, this was a tough spot for Carolina coming in, coming off the short week on the road. You barely gave up. You almost gave up was like a 37-7 or 35-7 point game against Tampa Bay on Sunday. And then you come in here and this hostile environment, Pittsburgh. And it's just like, wow, like they literally laid like an egg. I mean, come on now. You're supposed to be a contender in the NFC and you didn't look like it on Thursday. It just looked like world of trouble for Carolina. Let's see how they bounce back, next week. And, let's see how, Pittsburgh continue to roll. I know they have, till Tuesday for Le'Veon Bell to come back, and it's kind of setting up like he is going to come back, even though they did say they found like a loophole in it to say that he doesn't necessarily have to come back for it to hurt his free agent status at the end of the year. But if you look at James Conner, he left the game with a concussion. So I mean, actually the guy got like 10 days really to prepare for the next game. So he could possibly play next week. But just looking on, I think Le'Veon Bell does come back on Tuesday. I'm not sure what kind of impact that he has, going for, with the team, or would they still rely heavily on James Conner, or would they turn into like a 1-2 punch, going down a stretch of the season? Who knows? Only time will tell. We'll all see on Tuesday what's going to go on with that situation. But let's kick off, man, our Week 10 picks. First up, we got the New Orleans Saints traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals here. The Bengals going to be without AJ Green. I do consider this a very a trap game for the Saints. But I think, man, you know what? I think the Saints is going to get it done, but I could see it, going the other way. But as a scoring prediction, I got the Saints by 10, 34-24. I just like Breeze with Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram against Cincinnati Bengals, linebackers in this game. Cincinnati, man, I know they playing at home and everything, but I just think the Saints are really starting to roll right now. I think this is a good opportunity for them to keep, the pace in the NFC. And the Saints are actually 4-0 on the road this season. It's the first time since 2009. So, I'm looking forward to this. I know they had a big, what you can't really call it a big blow because Dez hasn't even suited up. And I'm going to address that a little bit later, in this podcast. But, as you all know, they fear that Dez tore his Achilles, in practice yesterday. As you know, he just signed with the Saints on Wednesday. So, I know he's going to get an MRI and possibly a second opinion, but it's just a tough break for him. Moving on to our next matchup, which is the Detroit Lions. They're coming to Soldier Field to take on the Chicago Bears. The Lions have won 9 of the last 10 games versus Chicago, but I think that's not going to be the answer tomorrow. I think the Bears are going to be a little bit too much, man. That defense is playing at a high level even without Khalil Mack out there. But the Bears, offensively, Cohen and Jordan Howard, I like that. I like those guys tomorrow going up against that Lions defense. If Mitchell Trubisky can basically protect the ball, I don't see any reason why Chicago don't at least beat the Lions by at least 10. I got Chicago tomorrow, 27-17. Next up, I don't even know why I'm even doing this one. The Arizona Cardinals will be taking on they'll be going to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is just going to be a beat down. The key matchup here is Tyreek Hill versus Patrick Peterson, but the Cardinals are 2-6, Chiefs are rolling at 8-1. They're trying to stay, keep a pace between them and New England, even though New England has the tiebreaker. But if Kansas City somehow end up losing, they end up finishing the season with the same record, and New England get the tiebreaker. But in this one, man, I got Kansas City, man. I got them big, 35-10. I just think Kansas City at home, it's gonna be too much for the Cardinals. It has blowout written all over it. Next up, we got the New England Patriots will be taking on the Tennessee Titans. You got Tom Brady and his Patriots offense going up against a very good Titans defense. Talking to a lot of Patriots fans, they basically thinking this tomorrow's gonna be like a roll, like they're gonna roll over, the Titans. I really don't see it that way. I see it more like a 7-point game, and that's just me being a realist. Like I am a New England Patriots fan, but I look at the numbers, man. I look at how teams play, and I see what gives New England issues is mobile quarterbacks. You got Marcus Mariota. They run a lot of RPOs over there in Tennessee, but their defense, the defense, man, they're ranked first in points allowed. They allow 1.6 yards per play in the red zone. They only allow a 51.2 passer rating in the red zone. They allow TDs 31.8% of the time in the red zone. Like, come on. Like, this Tennessee Titans defense is for real. I know they got the inconsistencies on offense, so it's going to be very key, for New England's defense, to keep doing what they're doing, like they did last week against Green Bay. They got to keep doing what they're doing, keep keeping up the pressure on the quarterback, be very aware of these RPOs because, either way, it could be, Mariota taking off or, Deion Lewis, or he can just, Mariota can just expose him in like the passing game, based off those RPOs, if the team starts stunting towards a run. But I like New England tomorrow. I like them more of a 24-17 game. I think it's gonna be closer than what people think, especially the fan base in New England. I just need people in New England just to relax and chill out a little bit, about this. They're thinking it's just gonna be like a roll tomorrow. I don't see it that way. I think Tennessee is gonna come in, want to play well, Malcolm Butler versus his old team, and so is Logan Ryan. So just look out for that, man. I like him 24-17, New England over Tennessee. Next up, we got the Washington Redskins that be traveling to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. 6 of their last 8 matchups was decided by 3 points or fewer. And I kind of see it going the same way. Like I have the score here. I got it 27-24 Bucks. Tampa Bay can't really stop the run, but the Redskins are banged up on offense, missing tackles and everything, like the linemen and everything. But, I still think Adrian Peterson will have a great game tomorrow. I just think with the injuries piling up for the Redskins, I think, they're going to lose the lead in the NFC East eventually. And that's really going to hurt them, and I think tomorrow, they have the Buccaneers got Ryan Fitzpatrick playing tomorrow. That offense and Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans and get OJ Howard in the mix. just look, Tampa Bay defense, like I said, they're very suspect against the run. I like Adrian Peterson against that run. So if you guys are planning on starting Adrian Peterson tomorrow in fantasy football, I would do that based off. And even though I know that that the Redskins offense is, banged up, linemen banged up, I still like AP against, the Buccaneers defense. But I like the Buccaneers winning the game ultimately 27-24. I think the home crowd's going to get it over for Tampa Bay. Next up, we got a doozy. The Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Man, God, I'm just glad this ain't coming on TV. Even though the Jets won 3 out of the last 4 games versus Buffalo, I think it's going to continue here. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but it's going to be defense both ways. I like the Jets in this one, 13-10. Moving on, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars coming off of a bye to take on the Indianapolis Colts here. Andrew Luck is 6-2 versus the Jaguars in his career. I think we're gonna move that over to 6-3. I think Jacksonville is gonna, bounce back here. I think this is the week that they start getting it together. I think the bye week might have helped them. I think it has. I hope so. But I like the Jaguars, man. 27-24 over the Indianapolis Colts. Next up, we have the LA Chargers. See, I got it right this week, folks. Every week I've been saying San Diego. So we got the LA Chargers versus the Oakland Raiders in Oakland. Chargers, this is their best start since 2006. They're 6-2 right now. Raiders are a world of trouble at 1-7. I think the Chargers are gonna put a whooping on the Raiders. Man, I just think, 34-17, Phillip Rivers play action passes, man. He has been phenomenal this year. Melvin Ingram, these guys right here, man, the wide receivers for the Chargers, I think they're just going to be a little bit too much for, the Raiders. So I like, the Chargers big in this one. I like them 34-17. Next up, we got the Seattle Seahawks be traveling to LA to take on the Rams here. Russell Wilson 6-7 versus the Rams, the most losses against any opponent for him. Todd Gurley, man, this dude, he leads the league scrimmage yards at 1230, and he has the most touchdowns at 16. Only players that do this was Jim Brown back in 1958 through 59, and Don Hudson in 1941 and 42. So this is a back-to-back year for Todd Gurley to lead the league in these two stats, man. I just think the Rams are going to get it back this week. A tough loss last week against the Saints, which I predicted. But I think they're going to come up in this one, man. 31-23. Over the Seahawks. I just think the Rams going to be too much, for Seattle tomorrow at home. They're going to establish the run. You're going to see a lot of Cooper Kupp tomorrow with Jared Goff. So, just like I said, man, Todd Gurley right now, he is my pick to be MVP. And I know Patrick Mahomes, and I know it normally goes to a quarterback, and I know Patrick Mahomes putting up the numbers, man. But, if you're looking at, what's the meaning of Todd Gurley to this Rams team, man, it's just phenomenal, man. And, to be quite honest, like I was saying this all last year as well, I was saying, like I said, I'm a New England Patriots fan, Tom Brady guy, but I felt as though that Todd Gurley, he had deserved to be the MVP last year. I got a lot of slack from a lot of my fellow Patriot fans, but I mean, it is what it is, man. It's just the truth. Like I said, I'm a realist, so I'm going to give it to you like how it is. I thought it was Todd Gurley that should have been MVP. They gave it to Tom Brady, but this year, Todd Gurley has to get his due. He deserves to be the MVP, of the National Football League. Next up, we got the Miami Dolphins traveling to Green Bay to take on the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers, they had won 11 straight home. Aaron Rodgers won 11 straight home games, including the playoffs. I think this is going to be 12. I just think the Packers are going to, their backs against the wall right now. So I think, the Packers are going to, bounce back, after the tough loss in New England last week. I think they put a beating on the Dolphins of 33-17. They got some nice young wide receivers out there in Green Bay to, for Aaron Rodgers, and I look for him, to utilize these guys. I'm considering, starting one of these guys in my fantasy league. So let's see how everything goes. But I like the Packers, tomorrow, 33-17. Next up, we have the Sunday Night Football matchup. This one's huge, man. This is the Dallas Cowboys coming into the link, man, to take on the Eagles. The Eagles defense is ranked 5th in points allowed. They're ranked 17 in yards allowed. You know what? It's going to be Zeke against this stout Eagles run defense. You know what? See, let me break it down. See, I was getting on Cowboys fans and fans in general after Monday night game. Basically, the Cowboys, man, they just can't be going, 31 passes to 19 rushes like they did on Monday night. And that's what really hurt them. You know what? I think, I can really see this going either way. I can see this going, Cowboys winning. I can see the Eagles winning. It's just, this right here was a tough pick for me this week. I'm going to go Eagles 24-17, just based off the fact of the home crowd, home field. I just think, Dallas going to end up doing something stupid towards the end of the game that's going to basically seal it for the Eagles. You know what? I think the Cowboys should just play smart. I know the Eagles are going to stack the box against Zeke. This should be a big game tomorrow for Cole Beasley. He should eat coming out of the slot. Amari Cooper, Allen Hurns. These guys right here, they have a favorable matchup against, Philadelphia's secondary. Dak gonna have to just throw the ball downfield. You got look for that opening, man, because both of these corners, man, they both are suspect to a double move. I think if Dak can get these guys second guessing, with the run game and the pass game, this could be a very well winnable game for Dallas. But I just think Philly's gonna take it tomorrow night. It's just is what it is. Until I see something different, like I said, the problem in Dallas is not Dak, it's Jason Garrett, it's Jerry Jones, and until they fix that, man, the Cowboys are just not going to go anywhere. And it's just, it sucks for Cowboys fans. So, but it is what it is. It's just, you can actually watch the games and just tell, they shouldn't be doing some of the things that they're doing. But I like the Eagles in that 24-17. Monday Night Football, we have the New York Giants traveling to San Fran to take on the 49ers. Odell Beckham Jr. versus Richard Sherman, but it's not like Eli's going to throw the ball to Odell Beckham because it seems like he lost his arm or something. Like I said, I said a few weeks back, it reminded me of, that movie, The Rookie of the Year with Henry Rowan-Gardner. When he lost his arm, and everybody was like, oh, he lost his arm, and they had to like an underhand. That's what Eli reminds me of now. He's in the pocket, man. I think he's done. But, I like 49ers Monday night. I like them 28-17. You're going to have the 49ers defense that allows 4 yards per rush. You're going to bring that against Saquon Barkley. I still think Saquon's going to get off in the passing game, and, he might get a couple of runs, but I just think the 49ers, man, their defense and, offensively is going to be too much for New York. So I like the 49ers on Monday Night Football, 28-17. It's something I want to discuss with you guys. We want to talk about these injuries, man. Like, it was a big injury to Dez Bryant yesterday. And, it just makes me mad that when other fans of other teams, they wish injury and they celebrate injury on another player like it's nothing. Like, they get so excited when another player gets injured, man. Like, man, that kind of stuff ain't cool, man. If you're a fan of the game, you never want to see anybody get hurt. And for me to see people, happy because Dez Bryant got hurt, yeah, I understand. Yeah, he should have been signed with a team. He should have been in shape, which I heard that he wasn't really going to play on Sunday. He was going to play the following week against Philly and then play, so on. They wanted him, to get back into game shape, to lose a little bit of weight and everything and get himself back together. But, and this is how stuff happens. If you was just home chilling and, doing other things and not keeping your body right, you're going to get hurt. But, for fans to be so excited that this guy is hurt, man, this is just sad. Like, I felt sorry for Dez, because I was thinking, he went to New Orleans, and, I thought it was a good spot for him. He's out there with a quarterback that's going to throw him the ball. And, he's going to help out with Michael Thomas and that, them dual threat and running backs. I just thought that was an extra added weapon for Drew Brees, even though they didn't really need him. You know what I mean? Like, if this was something that was like extra toppings on your ice cream sundae, you know what I'm saying? But for fans to, to be happy because this man is hurt, and just like other players, like, it's been for years that, people wish that Tom Brady get hurt. Like, come on, like, why would you wish injury on another player? Like, I'm sorry, but maybe I'm just a little bit old school, or I just have a different perspective on things. I want my team to beat your team at full strength. Because I don't want no excuses, no nothing. I don't want to hear, oh, we only won because, y'all only won because such and such was out. I want everybody to be, full strength in everything when we play each other. And I think, that should be the thing going on for everybody, man. But I see not everybody's on the same page. But, for people to be, praising and happy because somebody got injured, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves, man. And that's it for me today. I just want to leave you guys with that. Also, special shout out to Best Beard Cream for the free samples. Stuff is amazing. All my folks that are listeners, you got beards, man, beard gang. It's No Shave November. Check out Best Beards. Check them out online, bestbeard.com. They're on Instagram at Best Beards. Check those guys out, man. Amazing products. I like the blueberry, it smells good. Lady likes it. So it is what it is. But shout out to those guys. Shout out to all my listeners that's been hanging with me, and all my new listeners, man. Welcome to the show, man. I really appreciate you guys. Keep listening to this. Keep sharing it, man. Keep, showing your support. I'm now on iHeartRadio. So like me on there, follow me on there. And also I'm on TuneIn Radio as well. Like that, subscribe to that as well. Keep it going, folks. Until next time, man, you guys be safe. Have a great weekend. And I will holla at you guys at the end of the week 10 matchups to see how I did on my picks. So, until then, man, Hubs Huddle, we are out.